In a distant galaxy, the Galactic Empire ruled with great power and authority. This empire was made up of many different alien species, each with its own unique abilities and strengths. They controlled vast territories and were known for their advanced technology and military might. However, they were about to face a threat they never expected: the humans of Earth. On a bright day in the heart of the Galactic Empire, leaders from various alien races gathered in a grand council chamber. The room was filled with tension and fear as news spread quickly about a shocking discovery. A human scientist had created a device capable of igniting a supernova, a catastrophic explosion that could destroy entire star systems. The room was silent as the council members processed the gravity of the situation. At the front of the room stood High Commander Thrax, a tall, imposing alien with green skin and sharp features. He was known for his ruthless strategies and fierce loyalty to the Empire. Thrax looked around the room, sensing the panic rising among his fellow leaders. "We cannot allow these humans to threaten us," he said, his voice deep and commanding. "If they have this weapon, we must act quickly." Among the council members was Zara, a wise and respected alien diplomat. She raised her hand, signaling for silence. "High Commander, we need to understand the full extent of this threat before making any decisions. We cannot rush into a war without knowing what we're up against." Zara's calm demeanor helped to ease some of the tension, but fear still lingered in the air. Thrax nodded reluctantly, realizing that rushing into battle could lead to disaster. "Very well. We will send diplomats to Earth to negotiate. But we must prepare for the worst," he ordered. "If these humans refuse to cooperate, we will show them the true power of the Galactic Empire." Meanwhile, on Earth, the human government was in a state of alarm. President Miller, a strong leader with a determined spirit, called an emergency meeting with his top advisors. The room buzzed with discussions about the implications of their new weapon. "We have made a powerful statement," President Miller said, looking around at his team. "But we need to use this weapon wisely. We cannot let the Galactic Empire destroy us without a fight." His advisors exchanged nervous glances. They knew that the Empire was not to be underestimated. "What if they come after us?" one advisor asked. "What if they send their fleet to attack Earth?" "We will be ready," Miller replied firmly. "We must show them that we are not afraid. If they choose to fight, they will regret it." As the days passed, the Empire prepared to send their diplomats to Earth. The fear of war loomed over both sides. The humans had created their supernova weapon as a last resort, but the Empire was determined to show their dominance. High Commander Thrax gathered his best diplomats, confident that they could intimidate the humans into submission. On the day of the meeting, the atmosphere was tense. The Empire's diplomats arrived on Earth, dressed in their elegant robes, and were met with a mix of fear and curiosity from the human leaders. They gathered in a large conference room, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. The human ambassador, a brave woman named Sarah, stepped forward to deliver the message from her government. "We are not here to make threats, but we will defend our home," she stated boldly. "If the Galactic Empire continues to attack us, we will use our weapon. This is not a game. This is our survival." The Empire's diplomats were taken aback by her confidence. They had expected to intimidate the humans, but instead they faced a formidable opponent. The meeting ended with uncertainty hanging in the air. Both sides knew they had to find a way to avoid war, but the fear of the unknown made peace seem difficult to achieve. As the diplomats returned to the Empire, they knew they had to report the unexpected strength of the humans. High Commander Thrax listened intently, his expression a mix of frustration and admiration. "We must tread carefully," he warned. "These humans are not what we thought. They are strong, and they will fight for their freedom." The stage was set for a confrontation that could change the fate of both the Galactic Empire and humanity. In the depths of space, the threat of destruction loomed large, and the quest for peace had only just begun. The news of the humans' bold threat spread quickly throughout the Galactic Empire. Many leaders were alarmed, while others were curious about how this small planet could pose such a danger. High Commander Thrax called for an urgent meeting to discuss the next steps. "We must approach this situation with caution," he said, looking at the worried faces around him. "We cannot underestimate the resolve of the humans. They have proven they are not easily intimidated." Zara, the wise diplomat, spoke up. "We should send a team of our best negotiators to Earth. Diplomacy is our best option. We need to understand the humans better and find common ground." Thrax nodded, seeing the wisdom in her words. "Very well. We will send a delegation to Earth to negotiate peace. Meanwhile, on Earth, President Miller and his advisors were closely following the developments. They knew that the Empire was powerful and would not back down easily. Miller gathered his top advisors for another meeting. "We have to show them that we want peace, but we are prepared for war if needed," he said firmly. "Let's extend an olive branch, but we must also be ready to defend ourselves." As the days went by, the Galactic Empire's delegation prepared for their journey to Earth. The team consisted of experienced diplomats, including Zara and a few military advisors. They were tasked with finding a way to calm the tensions and prevent a war. Zara felt a sense of hope. Perhaps they could convince the humans that cooperation was better than conflict. On the day of their arrival, the Empire's diplomats descended upon Earth in their sleek starship. The ship landed in a designated area, surrounded by curious onlookers. Humans watched in awe as the elegant craft shimmered in the sunlight. The aliens stepped out, dressed in their ceremonial robes, looking both regal and intimidating. The human government had prepared a warm welcome. President Miller and his advisors greeted the delegation, trying to convey a sense of unity. "We are glad you have come to talk," Miller said, shaking hands with Zara. "We believe peace is possible." Zara smiled, sensing sincerity in his words. "We come with hope, President Miller. We wish to find a way to coexist peacefully. The Empire does not want conflict. We want to protect our interests, just as you do." As the discussions began, both sides shared their perspectives. The humans explained their fears about the Empire's aggression, while the Empire's diplomats shared their concerns about humanity's potential threat. "We do not wish to control your planet," Zara assured. "We want to ensure that all species can thrive in this galaxy." The talks were tense at times, with both sides occasionally raising their voices. Yet as the hours passed, they found common ground. They realized that both species valued their homes and families. They wanted a future where they could exist without fear. During a break in the negotiations, Zara took a moment to speak with one of the human scientists. "I am curious about your technology," she said, her eyes sparkling with interest. The scientist explained the details of their supernova weapon, emphasizing that it was a defensive measure, not an offensive one. "We created it to protect ourselves," he explained, "but we hope to never use it." Zara listened closely, recognizing that the humans were genuinely trying to avoid conflict. She returned to the negotiation table with newfound determination. "We understand your need for security," she said. "We want to create a treaty that respects your rights and protects our interests." However, not everyone was in favor of peace. Within the Galactic Empire, a faction of hardliners believed that humanity should be crushed before they could pose a real threat. They began plotting to sabotage the peace talks, hoping to stir conflict instead. As the discussions continued, the atmosphere grew heavier with uncertainty. Tensions rose when rumors of sabotage began to surface. Zara and President Miller knew they had to work quickly to secure a peace agreement before it was too late. "We must finalize our treaty," Miller urged. "If we wait too long, there may be factions on both sides that will see conflict as the only option." The two sides worked late into the night, drafting a proposal that would ensure mutual respect and cooperation. They felt the weight of their responsibilities, knowing that the future of both species depended on their success. With the treaty nearly complete, hope flickered in the air. But shadows loomed as the hardliners within the Empire prepared to strike. The threat of violence lingered just outside the negotiating room, ready to disrupt their hard-won peace. As the peace negotiations between the Galactic Empire and humanity progressed, tension remained high. Both sides understood the stakes, yet uncertainty lingered in the air. The Empire was unsure if they could truly trust the humans, while the humans worried about the Empire's true intentions. To demonstrate their commitment to peace, the humans decided to showcase the power of their technology, specifically their supernova weapon. They hoped this would reassure the Empire that they were not a threat if left alone. In a secure location on Earth, preparations began for the demonstration. Scientists and military personnel worked tirelessly to ensure everything was perfect. President Miller knew this display would be crucial for gaining the trust of the Empire's leaders. "We need to show them that we can control this power," he said to his team. "This is about more than just technology, it's about trust." Meanwhile, High Commander Thrax and his team of diplomats arrived on Earth, eager to witness the demonstration. They were both curious and anxious. Thrax hoped that this display would prove the humans were not a real threat, but he also worried about what could go wrong. If they failed, it could lead to disaster, he warned his advisors. We must be prepared for any outcome. On the day of the demonstration, both the Empire's leaders and the human delegation gathered at a vast testing site. The area was surrounded by high walls and advanced security systems. A large platform stood in the center, where the human scientists would demonstrate their technology. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as both sides took their places. President Miller stepped forward, addressing the crowd. Today we will show you the power we possess. But let me assure you, this weapon is designed only for defense. We wish for peace and coexistence. He gestured toward the platform where scientists began the countdown. As the countdown reached 0, a brilliant light erupted from the device. A holographic projection of a star appeared in the sky above them, pulsating with energy. The humans had perfected their technology to create a visual display that represented the power of their supernova weapon without causing any real harm. The aliens gasped in amazement. High Commander Thrax watched intently, his eyes narrowing as the projection transformed into a swirling mass of light. The colors danced in the sky, blending shades of blue, red, and gold, mimicking the majestic beauty of a real supernova. The display was breathtaking, yet it held a sense of danger that reminded everyone of the weapon's true potential. As the display reached its peak, the projection began to shimmer and fade, leaving behind a gentle glow. The crowd fell silent, absorbing the significance of what they had witnessed. "This is the power we wield," Miller continued, his voice steady. "We can create beauty, but we can also destroy. We choose to protect, not to harm." The Empire's diplomats exchanged glances, their expressions a mix of awe and fear. Zara, who had remained calm throughout the demonstration, felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps this display will help us find a way forward, she thought, looking at her fellow delegates. But just as the moment of unity seemed to emerge, chaos erupted. A loud explosion shook the ground nearby, sending dust and debris flying into the air. The crowd gasped in shock as a group of masked aliens charged toward the gathering. They were part of the hardline faction within the Empire, determined to sabotage the peace talks and prove that the humans were a real threat. Thrax reacted quickly, shouting orders to his guards. "Protect the humans! We cannot let this turn into a war!" The masked attackers unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, causing panic among the crowd. Humans and aliens alike scrambled for cover, and chaos reigned. Zara immediately rushed to Miller's side, urging him to safety. "We need to get you to safety now!" she exclaimed. In the midst of the chaos, President Miller remained calm. "We cannot let fear control us," he shouted, rallying the humans around him. "We need to stand together." As the attackers advanced, a group of brave human soldiers stepped forward, ready to defend their leaders. They fired back, expertly using their training to protect their delegation. The clash of energy weapons echoed through the air, a stark reminder of the fragile peace hanging by a thread. Despite the chaos, Zara and Miller managed to unite their forces. "We will not let them destroy what we've built," Miller declared. The humans and their alien allies fought side by side, showcasing their determination to protect their future. In the heat of battle, both sides began to realize the true cost of conflict. They understood that if they did not stand together, they would lose everything. As the dust settled, the masked attackers were overwhelmed and the threat was neutralized. Breathing heavily, Miller and Zara surveyed the aftermath. They knew that the attack had put their peace efforts in jeopardy, but they also felt a newfound strength in their alliance. "We can overcome this," Zara said, determination in her voice. "Together, we will find a way to achieve peace." The display of power had turned into a demonstration of unity. As they faced the aftermath of the attack, both humans and aliens recognized that their futures were intertwined. The path to peace would not be easy, but they were willing to fight for it together. In the aftermath of the attack, the atmosphere was heavy with tension but also filled with hope. The humans and the Galactic Empire had faced a crisis together, and it had changed everything. As the dust settled, President Miller and High Commander Thrax stood on a platform in the central plaza of the testing site, addressing a crowd that included both humans and aliens. The recent chaos had united them in a way neither side had expected. Miller took a deep breath, glancing at Zara, who stood beside him. Her calm demeanor reassured him. Today we have faced a great challenge together, he began, his voice steady and confident. We have proven that we can unite against those who wish to divide us. Together we have shown that we are stronger as allies. Thrax nodded, adding, the attack was not just an assault on our peace talks, it was an attack on our future. But together we fought back. This proves that cooperation is our greatest strength. The crowd erupted in applause, a mix of humans and aliens coming together in a shared moment of triumph. In the days that followed, both sides worked tirelessly to rebuild trust. The hardline faction that had tried to sabotage the peace talks was dealt with swiftly. Zara and Miller emphasized the need for open communication and understanding. They invited members from both sides to engage in discussions, encouraging them to share their fears and hopes. Slowly but surely, the atmosphere began to shift. As the negotiations continued, the treaty was finalized. It included agreements on trade, technology exchange, and mutual defense. Both sides committed to protecting one another and respecting each other's territories. The document was a symbol of their newfound alliance, a testament to their willingness to put aside differences and work toward a brighter future. On the day of the signing ceremony, the mood was celebratory. Flags from both Earth and the Galactic Empire decorated the plaza. A large crowd gathered to witness the historic moment. Zara and Miller stood side by side at a long table, ready to sign the treaty that would forever change their relationship. This treaty is not just a piece of paper, Miller said, looking out at the crowd. It represents our commitment to peace and cooperation. We are no longer just humans and aliens. We are partners in a shared future. Zara smiled, her heart filled with hope. This is a new beginning for us all. Together, we will explore the stars, learn from one another, and protect our worlds from those who wish to harm us. With those words, she signed her name and the crowd erupted in cheers. As the final signatures were inked, a sense of unity filled the air. The tension that had once existed was replaced by excitement. News of the treaty spread like wildfire across the galaxy, inspiring hope in many. Both humans and aliens realized that they were stronger together than apart. In the weeks that followed, joint projects began to take shape. Human scientists collaborated with their alien counterparts, sharing knowledge and technology. They worked on projects that would benefit both species, such as advancements in medicine, energy, and transportation. New friendships blossomed as people from different backgrounds learned from each other. Miller and Thrax frequently met to discuss their progress. Our alliance is flourishing, Thrax said, his eyes gleaming with pride. We are paving the way for future generations. This is what true cooperation looks like. Miller agreed, feeling a sense of accomplishment. It's amazing to see what we can achieve when we work together. We are building something truly special here. However, challenges remained. Not everyone was pleased with the newfound alliance. Factions on both sides continued to resist the idea of cooperation. They spread rumors and incited fear among their people. Yet Miller and Thrax remained committed to their vision. They organized forums where people could voice their concerns and ask questions. By fostering open dialogue, they slowly began to change minds. One evening, during a joint cultural event, humans and aliens showcased their traditions. Music filled the air and colorful displays adorned the streets. Laughter echoed as people danced together, sharing food and stories. The event was a celebration of their partnership, a reminder that they were all part of a larger galaxy. As the night drew to a close, Miller looked out over the crowd, filled with joy. He knew that their journey was just beginning. There would be obstacles ahead, but together they could overcome anything. With the stars shining brightly above them, Miller and Thrax raised their glasses in a toast. To peace, cooperation, and a new beginning, they declared together. The crowd cheered, and in that moment, both humans and aliens felt a sense of belonging. They were united, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The future was bright, and they would explore it together, side by side.